Hello Erlang is a show focused on the Erlang programming community. We discuss topics related to the Bean and the Erlang ecosystem with exceptional engineers that will share their knowledge and experience with you.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, Joe. System working?
Seems to be.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Hello Zlova.
Hello, Adolfo.
This is the Hello Erlang podcast, a podcast about all things related to Erlang. I'm Adolfo Neto, a professor in Brazil.
And I'm Slava, and Ukrainian Erlanger.
Did you ever hear about the Wargaming company, folks? If not, well, you may be interested to know that this company is the supplier and developer of many online games like World of Tanks, World of Warships, Master of Onion, and many other great online games. But what about Erlang? Well, that's exactly what we're going to ask our guest about. He's a technical software lead at Wargaming, and he also has an impressive, deep experience in Erlang and provides probably the only Erlang OTP course in Russian in the world. Please meet Yuri Zhloba. So, Yuri, could you please introduce yourself quickly and tell me if I pronounced your name correctly?
Hello, I'm Yuri, and yes, you pronounced my name correctly. I'm Yuri Zhloba. I'm a lead software developer in Wargaming, and I have almost 20 years of experience in programming, many different languages, Erlang included. And currently, Erlang is my main language.
Great. And when you did start programming?
Oh, it was late 90s. It was 90s. Actually, I didn't have a computer back then, and I just read a book and write program on a paper.
Wow, that's great. But do you remember which language was it?
It was C.
Oh, C. And from C, when did you get to know Erlang?
Actually, it's a long way, and my career was a little bit unusual because I graduated from medical institute and worked as a doctor for 3 years, and then switched to programming. Of course, I didn't start it from Erlang. It was PHP, my first language, which bring me my first money in software development. After that, it was Macromedia Flash, which later became Adobe Flash with language ActionScript. I believe many people know about it, but now Adobe Flash is almost dead. So I switched to backend, use Java for short period of time, Python, and finally, I believe it was 8 years ago, I started learning Erlang and started using.
Cool. And why did you choose the Erlang HTTP?
I like things which are not mainstream. I like something rare. I studied OCaml and Haskell, of course. And I especially like functional paradigm. So when I mostly were choosing between functional languages, and I have chosen Erlang.
That's very interesting. OCaml, functional paradigm, and how did you learn Erlang? Because some people complain that it's difficult to learn Erlang because of the functional paradigm, and some people complain that it's difficult because of concurrence. How did you learn Erlang? Which were the difficulties that you had to face to learn Erlang?
Oh, I have read a Joe Armstrong book, of course, then Fred Hebert book, then all other books I could find. I'm a little bit old-fashioned. I like reading books. I can't say it was difficult to learn Erlang. It seems to me it was quite an easy language, and its concurrency also is quite easy to get.
But sorry, because you have learned OCaml before, right?
Yeah.
So the functional parts of Erlang were probably easy for you.
Yeah, that's a good point, because when I study people Erlang using my course, the main problem people face is a functional paradigm. They are okay with concurrency, but functional programming is difficult for him if they have no previous experience in it.
Cool. So, Yura, who helped you to learn Erlang stuff? I mean that, of course, books and some workshops, etc., is pretty helpful information. But each guy, looking for some mentoring or mentors. So, who was your mentor? Who helped you to learn Erlang stuff?
Actually, I didn't have it. I learned all by myself, and I got my first work in Erlang, and I work also alone by myself, and shipping Erlang code to production, and nobody helped me. And
Sad.
yeah, but my second job was better because I wasn't alone. I work with a company in Moscow, and there were Erlang folks.
Okay, so you have met people that were part of the Erlang community in Russia, right? But is there an Erlang community in Belarus, or are you part of the Erlang community in other place? Maybe do you go to meetups, conference? What do you think about the Erlang community?
I'm mostly familiar with Russian Erlang community. Can't say it's big, but there are many very good programmers there. We had events like meetup and conferences, but nowadays it's rare cases, because nowadays people mostly pay attention to Elixir, and Elixir community is bigger and more active in those events.
Yeah. So, Yura, you created a great Erlang courses in Russian. We hope that in some day you will translate in the other languages. So, why did you decided to focus it on creating courses?
First of all, thank you for calling my course great. But actually, it's close to true, because many people who used my course, they say it's a good course. It's a good way to learn Erlang. Yes, I have plans to translate it to English. But firstly, I want to translate my Elixir course, which is currently is more important for me. So Erlang course will be later.
Where are these courses published?
You can find them at my GitHub.
Oh, but you have videos, or is it only text?
Currently, it's just text and exercises, and all the text are in Russian, so it will be difficult for English-speaking people to understand it. But it's just the current situation. It all will change in future, because I plan to create videos and ebook format for both my courses.
Oh, that's great, because I have a friend here in Brazil, and he's Brazilian, but he's learning Russian. Maybe he'll like to. Oh, and he loves OCaml, so he'll probably like to take a look. And do you use those courses for newcomers in your company?
Yes, it's not official, but it's an important part to It's not only for newcomers. We mostly have Python developers and Java developers, and some of them want to switch to Erlang or Elixir, so they are using my course to do it.
Cool. So, when and why did you make a decision to use the Erlang HTTP in your company or maybe in your projects?
It wasn't my decision when I came to Wargaming. They are already using Erlang, and there were a project I just joined.
Yeah, but maybe you know why I choose the Erlang HTTP.
We have people in architect team who like Erlang, and they firstly use RabbitMQ, and that was the start. Then they started writing their own Erlang code and started new projects. So now we have several Erlang and Elixir projects.
So they started with RabbitMQ and then they decided to adopt Erlang for other functionalities.
Yes, they started with RabbitMQ and then decided to start writing our services using Erlang.
And right now at Wargaming, can you tell us what exactly is Erlang used for? Or for because I'm not a online game guy. I don't play games usually, so I don't know. Is it for communication between players? Is it because I have no idea? Why?
Yeah. We have different teams which make games, but I work in a department called Platform, and my department is not making games. We make generic services like user profiles, sending notification to users, keeping in-game currencies or in-game inventories, also in-game chat, stuff like this.
Nice. So, Yura, you told that you have the different teams with the different guys who have the different knowledges in the areas like Java world, Python world, etc. So, what are the main or explicit problems you experienced while creating Erlang services for the game world?
The most difficult problem we faced is not me personally, but my company is to create in-game chat, XMPP chat server, which should serve 1 million online users at a time. And we wanted to scale it up to 10 million online users. And currently we are able to save, I believe, 4 millions, but we are not achieved 10 million. We are on the way.
Mm-hmm.
And is your company management, the people that decide things, satisfied with Erlang services? And also, I would like to add, because you said, I'm creating a course on Elixir, and is the company migrating to Elixir or something like that?
It's very easy to talk with our managers because most of them are former engineers, so we easily understand each other.
But they like Erlang. They are satisfied. They don't plan to. It's difficult to find Erlang developers. I'm going to change for another language.
We have our strategy. We are looking for Erlang developers, but the main strategy is to teach our engineers who want to switch to Erlang.
And what about the Elixir part? Are you planning to migrate anything to Elixir or no?
No need to migrate anything because what is created with Erlang, it will work with Erlang. But we constantly making starting new projects, so there is a room for Elixir also.
Great.
Nice. So, what advantages did your company get from the fact that they start using the Erlang? What the benefits they get?
Going back to chat server, I believe we are using less hardware than we need if we will create chat server with Java. It's for sure.
And you already told us that your company does not hire only Erlang developers. They can hire a Java developer or anything developer and train them to use Erlang.
Yes, that's true.
So would it be easier if there were more people, easier for your company if there were more people that were already Erlang developers?
Of course, it would be easier to have a person who already can write Erlang than teaching somebody from the scratch. But this is a current situation. I believe many companies.
And what about the current situation? Right now, your company is hiring Erlang developers. How to get the Erlang developers position in your company right now?
There was an open position to my team, but currently it is closed. We hired a good person. Maybe there are another open position, but I believe they are for Python.
And just another question, because you are in Belarus. All the company is in Belarus?
No, Wargaming is an international company with offices in many countries, but the biggest office.
When Wargaming hires, it usually hires remote-only people, or people must be in the office. What's the politics?
We have idea which is not original is to mix remote work and office work. Like you need to be 2 days a week in office and 3 days a week remotely. But that idea never came to practice because the majority of people are working remote.
Okay, so now we are going to the section show me your most beautiful Erlang code. So, Slava?
Yeah. Hey, Yuri. In this section, we usually pay homepage to the J. Armstrong and his pursuit of the beautiful code. In your opinion, what the most beautiful piece of the Erlang code you will ever see and why? It can be any project or single module, hopefully in the open source projects. So in the other places where we can check out it.
Okay. The most beautiful piece of code, I believe it was from Joe Armstrong book when he uses a list comprehension to find Pythagorean triplets. It was amazing how he solved this task in just one line of code. It was wonderful.
Cool.
Okay, Yuri. So, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Would you like to leave a few last words for our listeners?
Great. I want to say you should never afraid to start learning unusual, not mainstream things, because maybe you will find a more interesting job, a more interesting project than Java or something.
And to our listeners, thank you very much. This was an episode of the Hello Erlang podcast. See you later. Thanks for listening to the Hello Erlang podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Hello Erlang. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube or on your favorite audio platform.